Meteorologist with Thomas Geboy. Weather rates certified 11 years in a row.
Good evening, Utah. We'll go ahead and start off with the big weather story across the country, and that is Hurricane Ian that is working its way across the Florida Peninsula after making landfall earlier today as a Category 4 hurricane with 150-mile-per-hour sustained winds. We have seen it weaken, now a Category 2 with 105-mile-per-hour winds, but it is still an extremely powerful storm that's now working its way into the central peninsula as it's moving more towards the northeast. And it's moving rather slowly at 8 miles per hour. And because of the slow movement, not only are we continuing to see some storm surge around Fort Myers, but we have seen some very heavy rain just to the north of Port Charlotte. And there's an emergency flash flood warning underway there. There's a flood warning for portions of around Orlando. We've seen multiple tornado warnings. So those impacts are far reaching. And you can just see the massive extent of this storm as it's going to continue to move to the northeast and likely going to be working its way towards Orlando, possibly as a Category 1 hurricane. From there, we'll continue to move to the northeast, generally pretty slowly, moving back into the waters of the western Atlantic before turning more towards Georgia and South Carolina. So not only is Florida going to be feeling the impacts from the storm, but so will Georgia and South Carolina and possibly even North Carolina, as you still see times of heavy rain even as it continues to technically weaken. Hurricane warning still in place from Fort Myers into southwest Florida and as far north as Daytona Beach, including Orlando. Meanwhile, we have a hurricane watch off the coast in Georgia and South Carolina with now a tropical storm watch that's in effect for most of South Carolina at this point. So again, very impactful storm for the southeastern United States with the brunt of it being felt in the Florida Peninsula. Meanwhile, back at home, we've seen moisture return to the Beehive State. We are tracking a cluster of showers that are approaching the Wasatch Front, and all of this moisture continues to move in from the south. High pressure to the southeast. We got a low pressure to our west, and that combined with the cold front is going to be the emphasis for showers and thunderstorms over the next couple of days. So while we've seen wet weather today, we got more in store going into our Thursday and Friday. Meanwhile, if you're planning out your evening along the Wasatch Front, just make sure that you have the rain gear just in case. Not everybody's going to find wet weather, but that chance will at least be there. Things will calm down by the overnight, with overnight lows dropping into the 60s, but tomorrow will bring more potential for those showers and thunderstorms as the cold front moves in. So let's begin the Futurecast 9 o'clock tonight. And the Futurecast was showing those showers moving into the northern half of the state. Meanwhile, tomorrow morning, just a few spotty showers generally in the eastern portion of our area. But as that cold front approaches tomorrow afternoon, you can see showers and thunderstorms developing ahead of it. I think that best chance will be along and north of the I-70 corridor, but even in our central and maybe even some of our southern mountains, there will be the chance for a few showers and thunderstorms. And then going from Thursday into Friday, as this continues to move down to the southeast, most of the showers and thunderstorms will be east of this front. It just depends on where it is. So we'll hold on to at least a slight chance along the Wasatch Front, but the southeastern portion of the state likely going to see that highest potential going into our Friday. And here's the rain potential tomorrow. You can see that best chance along and north of I-70, and better than a 1 in 3 chance that wet weather finds you along the Wasatch Front. It's not a guarantee, but that chance is there. And then as we go into Friday with that front moving to the east, the bulk of those showers and thunderstorms mainly east of I-15, but we could still see a few showers along the I-15 corridor. And that cold front will also drag in some cooler air. By Friday, we'll likely see temperatures a little bit below average before temperatures kind of settle close to our seasonal averages as we dry things out by the end of the weekend into early next week. And for our regional forecast, daytime highs come down slightly compared to what we saw today in northern Utah. Meanwhile, in southern Utah, daytime highs will actually creep up just a little bit as we'll be looking at partly cloudy skies and only a slight chance for a few showers. And that carries over in St. George for our Friday with low 90s. But as we get into Saturday and Sunday with dry skies, daytime highs not going to be moving as much with overnight lows in the middle 60s. Then along the Wasatch Front, chance for thunderstorms for our Thursday, a slight chance both Friday and Saturday, daytime highs low to mid 70s. Then it's more so mid to upper 70s Sunday into Monday with possibly breezy conditions and overnight lows in the 50s.